So, welcome to my third video. In the first video we created the HSL line A running from the Helsinki Central Railway Station to Leppävaara. And in the second video we created line K, which runs from the Helsinki Central Railway Station to Kerava. In the third video we will connect these two tracks. Yes, they connect in here in Pasila, but there is also a track called the ring track which runs from Huopalahti via the western parts of Vantaa all the way to the airport and back to the trunk track, so-called trunk track, which leads to northern Finland in here. And I thought we could start by creating the first station. I will once again try to keep my videos as short as possible. Of course, I always fail because I have too much to talk and too little to say. But the first station is called Pohjois-Haga or Norra-Haga in Swedish, although it isn't even located in Haga. And I have to say that area is also somewhere I would not really like to live in, but I do not judge anyone who does. This track is simple because there is no parallel tracks running along it, but there is something I will have to do. Because in order to get to that track, I think we need to create the tracks parallel to this track here, which is the urban track, and the well, this thing, in reality this thing does not exist, but we also have to create the high-speed long-distance track running. There we go. And then we shall create this stretch of track here running through past both of them there. We'll also need to, of course, add the signals there and there on these tracks before and after the junction, and on this track before and after the junction though. And of course here. But no, this junction is done and we can move on creating the track. Originally this track was built in the 70s and called the Martinlaakso track because it was running to the suburb of Martinlaakso in Vantaa. It was later extended to Vantaankoski when it was named the Vantaankoski track. But now it is known as the ring track. And the following station is called Kannelmäki or Gamlas, and it's located, it is probably located in here I think, but we'll just have to check the map just to make sure that I am not mistaken. Yes, it's a long straight stretch over here. And it actually goes underground after the station. So and the track was built during an era when all of these suburbs were built, so basically it was their main connection to the city center. Originally it was also planned that the track would be a metro track, but this of course never happened. There are only 2 metro lines in Helsinki and they're in the very city center. They decided to start building tracks above the ground for some reason back then. And of course the original part of this track was completed before the metro was built to Helsinki, so that may also explain the reason why it is above the ground. Yeah. Then the following stop is actually Malminkartano, and the station is located in a tunnel. That's pretty wild. So let's actually put it in the tunnel if that's the case. So yeah, it's right in here, and that tunnel does cost a lot. So you can build the track across that river, but not across the... oh shit, that's not supposed to be in a tunnel. No, this will cost a fortune. Only the station's supposed to be in a tunnel. The rest of the track's supposed to be above the ground. Jesus, I was supposed to commit an expensive mistake there. And no wonder the river could be crossed, yes, because such a river cannot be crossed on ground level. So I think that was where I realized my mistake. There we go, now it's above the ground, and that's where it's supposed to be, not in a tunnel. Oh no, most definitely not. Actually, the track is on a bridge all the way from the station, but let's just pretend that it is fine like this and not stick to the details there. Malminkartano is still on the Helsinki side of the station, or the border. Myyrmäki over there is already in Vantaa. So there is a border somewhere in between here and the station is most likely located in there, but let's check it, because it's always better to be safe than sorry. So yeah, it's the long straight line over there. Here. Go. So, easily connected, and I just love the simpleness with which I can build this track, because there's only one pair of trains moving there. They of course move every 10 minutes, so it's pretty tightly operated, and the reason why they move so tight is that the track leads to the airport, and this is the quickest way to enter downtown Helsinki from the airport. And once again, we're going to end up somewhere in here, most likely, actually there. That's where we're going to end up. So there's still quite a lot to build if you look at the distance, and if you only look at the distance. The next stop will be Martinlaakso. Oh no, Louhela, Klipsta. Where the devil is that? It's actually something which I rarely do visit, so let's go get a map and see where the station is. It's next to the church of Myyrmäki, in the north of Myyrmäki, meaning that it's over here. This is a fairly unknown area for me, because I rarely visit Vantaa. There is absolutely nothing I would do there. Except last year we went to a fabulous free gig of our favorite band called Parisinkevat with my friend. We took the train to to Martinlaakso, and we had a great night out there listening to wonderful music for absolutely for free. Well, the beer wasn't free, but you cannot get it all, can you? And Martinlaakso, of course, that's in here. I don't need a map to place this station. I have been here so many times because there is a big parking lot over here, and there are cheap vans to rent over there, so I have several times rented a van when I have needed to move my friends or something like that. That's not correct. I will just have to check the spelling because I think it's Mortensdal like that, but I'm not always sure. It is exactly like that. Now, this track is actually pretty smooth to build, despite being fairly long and fairly riddled with stations. It's not as bad as the track to Kerava, which really was a very, very long and dull distance. It's especially dull because I built it so many times. I had a massive save with almost all train traffic of Finland until it stopped working when an update was made to this game. Then I had one version with almost the entire capital region ready, but then the version changed and the save disappeared. And now then I did try to stream for a while on Twitch, but I because of the new rules there I got fed up, and I just decided that I will start all over again, and I will start it here. And let's see how far I get this time. This station's really called Vandafors. Let's see if I'm correct. There no Svekal. Let's see. I really need to find the correct Swedish pronunciation of it because I cannot remember for sure if it was. I'm not sure about the correct form. It's Vandaforsen. That's right. Now it should be correct. And then we pull the track from here. There's been a track to a power plant over there, but I'm not interested in creating it because there has never been any passenger traffic to the power plant, and so purely cargo tracks I am not going to create. That's not fun. I don't like freight trains, or I have no specific interest towards them. So we've already reached that far, and now the following. This was as far as the original track went. And after that we will be moving to the new section, which was built in 2013, I think. The correct time frame was. There are also several possible future stations coming up around this area, but they have not yet been built. I will also have to check that I have everything correct here, because I want to have all the correct stations, but that's the wrong way, because yeah. Now let's see. Here we go. Yes, I think I have all the stations covered here, because I just had to check where the train stops. Just to make sure that I don't miss anything important. Well, if there is a tunnel over here, we shall put the rail to a tunnel. That's so very simple. There we go. And there we go. And the next one is already in Kivistö, so there is a long distance between these two stations, but there is a sort of a reservation for building new stations in between these two stations. And once again we are in a tunnel going under the motorway, and then we'll come back up on ground level here and connect the two stations in a pretty high-speed link. I mean, the trains can move this fast in real life, but it once again doesn't matter. This isn't real life, this is a game. This is purely my imagination, and I am delivering it to you on screen every single day, one video at a time. I was actually wondering, because I'm pre-recording these videos. I mean, I'm doing several videos a day, and then I'm just publishing them once a day every noon. I was actually wondering, it's a nice Wednesday evening here, and my hobbies have been cancelled for today, so maybe I should go out there and grab a beer, or I should go out and get some beer and start drinking it while yapping and doing my railroad track. Now, as you can see, now the track starts turning towards the trunk Finnish railroad. We have two more stations before, or well, we have three more stations, I think, before the crossing. Let me check if I am correct. That's correct. There are three more stations before we reach the now I'm completely blacking out. Before we reach the main trunk route, and the railroad does run quite a bit of time underground in here, because the following station is underground in here. Right. And the station is called Aviapolis. And I could make the airport a point of interest, like I did with the science park, like I did with the theater in Vantaa, but I will not be doing it. And pretty soon you will realize why I won't be doing it, but I will not tell that to you just yet. You will just have to watch my videos. But I can tell you, at this moment in my interests is not making the airport a sort of a hub of travel where a lot of people will be boarding every day. That will happen, but that will not happen now. That will happen at a later date. And I can also see that I have actually completely misplaced this station. That does not matter. I will simply push this track into a tunnel and make a sort of a turn in there, and nobody will care. The passengers will not notice that they're in completely the wrong place. You might notice, the traffic planners of the town might notice, the railroad enthusiasts might notice, but it's a fairly small crime. So let's just keep on building the tracks, and this will happen from time to time. I just may not place everything just the way it should be, but it's gonna be close enough, and that will have to do. I mean, this is not an exam on the collective traffic in the capital region. This is just for fun, and that's why I am also entitled to make mistakes, unless they're fatal. And believe me, in my previous saves I made fatal mistakes, because it could be when I got up to creating trams and buses, the small roads in the city center were pretty congested, and that's when it was possible that there were crashes and the entire tram and bus network of the city shut down. And the trains and trams simply stood there for hours and hours and days until I noticed, oops, something's wrong. I'm making 3 million losses every day. The passengers are being paid compensation. Compensation for what? Oh, nothing's moving. Oops, sorry, my bad. So, we've reached Aviapolis, and the trains do not come above the ground before the airport. The station is directly below the terminal over there, and it's just called Lentoasemaflygplatsen Airport. Because some of the stations, including the airport, the universities, the Central Railroad Station, and so on, they have names in 3 languages. Most of the stations have names in 2 languages. But the international locations where a lot of foreign guests come to, they have also got named in English. That's a good way to serve the tourists, I guess. So we've reached the airport, and now, despite the distance is long in there, but now there is only one station left before we reach the main track. And that station is luckily above the ground. And it's probably, I think, if I'm correct, it's located in here. So, when this track is completed, I will have completed 4 lines in the Helsinki region. And that's, but yeah, only 3 videos, that's correct. And the reason, of course, is that these 2 lines go together. Now, why do they go together? I think I already explained it, I will explain again. The 2 lines go together because lines A and P travel the same stretch of track from one direction to another, meaning that the first, I can't remember if it's I or P, will start from the central railway station. It will run through this stretch of track to the airport, and then it will continue from the airport to Tikkurila and the track which I built in the previous video. And the other line, I still can't remember if it's I or P, will run it in the opposite direction. So I will run into one direction and P will run into the other. Now let me check it. So P is running from Huopalahti to Martinlaakso to airport to Tikkurila, and I is running the other way around. Now we will need a bridge. It might sound strange, but that is the case really. There is a bridge running over several tracks in there. I think this is not the way to do it. Let's start from here. What's happening? Something is not working now. Let's have a better look there, and +1. Now it's working. So the main trunk route of the Finnish rail network is running straight underneath this bridge. And oh, that's a bit too much. But yes, we have completed it. Building it again costs a fortune. Building railroads is expensive, especially if they run in a tunnel. It's even more expensive, and that's why our next operation will be extremely expensive, but not just yet. Let's just finish this first. But yeah, we will, like I said, we will leave the trains for now, for a while, and we will get something completely different. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That track is ready. Then let's just build it, shall we? That costs a fortune, 106 millions. If you're wondering what I'm doing, is just I'm having an Excel where I place the construction costs and where I also write down what trains I buy. But the line will be called I or P. The ticket price will be the familiar 3.5. They could pay more. I'm not willing to ask for it. So it starts from the same track as the K train, there. And in the beginning it follows the route of the K train quite closely. It stops at the same spots. Good. And then it goes out to Leile, and to the airport, to Vipolis, to Kiviste, Vehkala, Vantaankoski, oh, didn't get it, Martinlaakso, Louhela, Myyrmäki, Malminkartano, Kannelmäki, Pohjois-Haaga, Huopalahti, Haaga, Ilmala, and in reality it has never stopped at Haaga. The station hasn't existed since the 60s, so this line has never stopped there. But who cares? I want to have the station there, so the station will be there, period. And I'm actually still, because I'm going to move on to my next video today, I'm still wondering if I should buy the beer or not. Let's soon see what kind of shit will be coming out of my mouth if I decide to do that. But also the challenge with this track, or the route, is that it's 100 kilometers long, and trains will be traveling there every 10 minutes, which is fairly quite a lot. So I will need lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of trains. So train number 13 will be the first train to ride it. And it takes more than 2 hours to go to the entire route, so that's why I am going to be forced to buy several of them. Oops, daisy, that's not renaming a train, that's buying a train. Or vice versa, actually. 45 minutes, train number 16. And if you're wondering why they are called SM1, that is the call sign, or the type of the first regional trains in Finland established in the early 70s or late 60s, I can't remember right now. And I miss those trains, although they were extremely uncomfortable and extremely noisy. but I will pretend that all my regional traffic is run using those trains. These trains no longer operate in the capital region, the SM1 has been completely retired. The SM2 still operates in some areas, but not in the capital region, or at least it is extremely rare to see one in here. But in this world, as this is my world, all the trains are SM1s with their beautiful red and gold livery. 24, so I needed more. I needed 13 trains to operate. No, I need 14 trains to operate this line. Right. So 14 more trains to my list, and the cost of the trains is 1 to 3 millions and 200,000. So the total cost of this operation is 230 millions, and that was quite a lot of money. But don't worry, we will soon be spending even more money, because the next thing I will create is a metro line, and let me see which line it is, because there are two of them, and I will start with the shorter one, and it's metro line number 2, running from Mellunmäki in the east to Tapiola in Espoo. But this is all up to the next video, and I will just once again return posting it tomorrow at noon. So at this point it's time to say bye.